I'm Brittany Wheeler. I'm a second-year studio member at Houston Grand Opera, and I'm a soprano from Cincinnati, Ohio.
And I'm Tuohy. I'm a third-year tenor from Seattle, Washington. And was that all everything? Yeah.
So our first question from Twitter is, what are the top 3 skills we learned while being in the studio? I'd say the most important thing that we learn is how to prepare a role for an opera. There's a lot that goes into it. We learn a lot about just the company, how a professional company works in general, from the first staging rehearsal, from the first music rehearsal, all the way through the first time you sing with the orchestra and first time with costumes, just really the whole process.
And I would say one of the greatest parts about being in the artist program and one of the skills that you learn is by watching, the professional artists who are coming in, the famous singers, the Susan Grahams, the, Simon O'Neills, these people who sing all over the place, and just watching how they conduct themselves and how they work with other people. And, it's such a great stepping stone for how we will become and have the way that we will interact with the company when we start in this career.
And another important thing we learn is how you learn your limits, and you learn how you learn individually when you're preparing a role, your strengths, your weaknesses. You really kind of discover a lot about yourself and how you learn and prepare yourself for what we do.
So our second Twitter question is, what is the skill that we wish we had, or the thing we knew before we came into the program? We both came from Cincinnati, the conservatory in Cincinnati, and when I left there, we did 6 operas a year, and I did 2 operas a year while I was there. But we had a lot of time to prepare the music. I would be in a show in the winter, and I would really do music preparation all fall. And then once the winter quarter started, we would start staging and then get it on the stage. So that's a long time to coach and to really prepare a role in the character that we're doing. And in the real world, we don't really have that kind of time. We just got done doing Traviata, and and Rape of Lucretia at the same time, and covering Alfredo and singing Giuseppe and covering Melchorus. Well, that's all great. I got that music down, but we only have a couple weeks before we do our studio showcase, and I had to have all that music learned. And we have our next rep coming up pretty quick, and we only have a few weeks to really get the amount of preparation time that I had for the 3 months at school. I only have a couple weeks to do that here. And our third Twitter question is, how do young artists manage their finances? Which is one of the great parts about being in the artist program is actually that we're employed by the company, and we have a steady, we have a W-2, and we have a steady paycheck every 2 weeks, and which is different from next year when I'm not in the program. I will be basically an independent contractor.
After we leave the studio, we are self-employed. And the most important thing about being self-employed is that you just have to keep good records of your expenses. And so when we leave here, we're going to be paying for voice lessons, we're going to be paying for coachings, we're going to be buying our music, or all these expenses that you really just have to keep track of, because for tax purposes. And one of the things that's great about being in the studio here, they've set up a meeting for all of us with a personal accountant, just so we know what exactly we can deduct, or we can write off these things. And so definitely, I think all artists have to consult with some sort of accountant or something, just because it's so intricate, like all these little things that we might not know about. So I would definitely suggest meeting with somebody.
Thank you to all of our Twitter followers. We hope that we've answered your questions.
And Bendan and I will both be in the studio showcase here in Cullen Theater on March 2nd, so we hope to see you there.